What's going on, everyone? Luca Rosano here, back with another video, and it's been a while since I've hopped on the mic, and I've picked now as a perfect opportunity to break my silence and tell you how I currently feel about this Raptors team and what the Raptors should do with the NBA trade deadline day looming on Thursday. By the way, if you're not doing anything that day, join me from 1 to 3 as we will see what will go down. There's been a bunch of rumors. I feel like we have been speculating for the last couple of weeks, even months, and Thursday we will get a lot of our answers. But how do I feel about this Raptors team right now, guys? I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It has been a disaster. I mean, I tweeted out a meme on my Twitter. Go check it out. That's how I feel right now as a Raptors fan. It seems like everything is burning down behind me. I mean, this team cannot catch a break. They've lost 9 in a row. Apparently, Siakam got fined $50K for talking back to Nick Nurse. Nick Nurse got fined $50K for throwing his mask. Health and safety protocol essentially ruined the season. The Raptors can't win a damn game, and it officially went to a whole nother level of horribleness, if that's even a word, when the Raptors lost to the Houston Rockets, a team that was clearly tanking, and a team that came into Monday night's game on a 20-game losing streak. And the Raptors not only lost that game, they got flat out embarrassed. This is a team that clearly does not have an identity. They've been struggling all season, and their inability of getting better in the offseason is proving to be too much of an obstacle now to get over. So what many people have been questioning and what many people have been asking me is, Luca, what should this team do? Because right now, the Raptors, sitting 9 games under 500 and on a 9-game losing streak, they still have a realistic shot at getting to the playoffs. They are in a very precarious situation. As Blake Murphy of The Athletic tweeted out, the Raptors are now as close to a top 4 lottery pick as they are to the play-in game at 2.5 games in either direction. So they are smacked right in the middle. But this is where I will tell you guys as it is and tell you the hard truth about the Toronto Raptors and what I personally think they should do with the current situation that they face. It starts with the NBA trade deadline. The last thing I want to see this team do is buy out of desperation, think that they got a chance to get into the playoffs and make some noise, because I think it's time we all come to grips on the reality that this roster just isn't good enough to make any real noise in the playoffs. And do you really want to get into the playoffs only to just get ousted in the first round by a Nets team, a Sixers team, or a Bucks team that is significantly better? I don't think so. It is not worth competing this season if you are not going to do anything of substance when it matters the most. So that is why on Thursday, the Raptors should start this retool, not rebuild. Let's not get it twisted here. This is not going to be a rebuild. This is a retool. They should begin their retool by selling high on 2 hot commodities that they currently have: Norman Powell and Kyle Lowry. Now, Norman Powell is going to be easier to move, and you could get a good haul for him because he has been playing the best basketball of his career. And if there was ever a time to sell high on Norman Powell, now is the time, because the Raptors are not even going to be able to afford him anyway at the end of the season with how well he's been playing. You trade Powell, you get a big haul in return, and then the other move is see if you can move Lowry and get good assets and picks in return. That's going to be more tricky just because of the number he's currently making. It's going to be a lot harder to move that contract, but there are a lot of teams that are interested. According to Shams, the front runners are the Heat and the Philadelphia 76ers. So if an opportunity is there, Masai, work your magic, try to get good hauls for both those players, and then by downgrading your roster at the deadline, it makes something that we like to call tanking a whole lot easier. Because let's be real, guys. I know people don't like to use the word tanking, or they don't like to talk about tanking, because when you talk about this Raptors team, there's a lot of pride, and it's very hard to tell your guys lose on purpose. But it's not losing on purpose. It's just kind of riding the emotions of the season. And you look at the season, there have been no breaks caught by the Raptors. I mean, it started with them not having a proper home. Then health and safety wiped them out. And, they didn't make any real adjustments to the roster. They came into the season without playing with a true center. And this team is losing these games anyway. It's not like this team is purposely losing, but they're trying hard to win, but they're just not winning. So if that is the case, This team should just embrace the tank. It's actually going to help them in the long run because that would put them in a position to get a good lottery pick. And why would the Raptors want a good lottery pick for this upcoming draft? Well, not sure if you guys are very high on college basketball, or not sure if you guys know a whole ton about college basketball, but this is a very deep draft coming up. There's a reason why you've seen sayings like "fade for Cade" so prominent on social media. This is a very good draft class. And even if the Raptors don't get a Cade Cunningham, somebody who I used in this thumbnail, or an Evan Mobley, who I would absolutely love with the Toronto Raptors. I mean, he is a true center that the Raptors could desperately use. The Raptors could still get themselves a very good player for their future, possibly a generational talent. Then you retool in the offseason. Whatever you don't get in the draft, you get in the offseason. So if the Raptors were to draft a wing, go after a center. And a name like Jared Allen has been a name who the Raptors have been linked to. I would absolutely love the prospect of Jared Allen joining the Raptors. And you know what? If the Raptors draft a center, then you go after a wing who can create his own shots, something that the Raptors desperately need. A guy who can generate his own offense. And maybe that's where a guy like Victor Oladipo comes into play. Again, I'm just throwing out names. I'm just using these names for example. And then the Raptors need more of a bench identity, and they need more depth too. I mean, I don't know what's been going on with this bench depth, guys, or bench identity for that matter, but it's like we got guys who we don't even know when they're going to be playing. I mean, I think moving forward, the bench should revolve around guys like Malachi Flynn, Terrence Davis, Chris Boucher, and a guy like Stanley Johnson I view as a lock. Other than that, Raptors got to add depth and add bench pieces that are going to make impacts, when they come into the game. This might be an unpopular opinion amongst Raptors fans. This is what I consider the hard truth about the Raptors, but that's what I would do, guys. By doing this, you take one step back, but by taking one step back, you in essence take 2 steps forward in the future. Don't try to fix something this season when a lot of things are going against you. Swallow your pride, do the necessary steps, and come back ready to go for next season, because this Raptors team isn't far away from being good. Their 2 biggest voids, in my opinion, are a true center and a shot creator and a go-to guy. If you somehow can fill those voids, this is going to be a team that is back in the mix as early as next season. So this isn't a rebuild. I'm not suggesting the Raptors break up their core. I think we can agree Siakam, Van Vliet, and OG are staying together, although a lot of people are saying the Raptors should trade Siakam. I would disagree with that. Keep the core together, but you just need to add on to that core. You got to get a go-to guy. You got to get a true center. And if you can do that via the draft, great. Or if you could do that via free agency, that's good as well. But those are the steps the Raptors need to take, in my opinion, moving forward. You sell high with Powell and Lowry. You tank, get a high lottery pick, possibly get a generational talent, and then you retool this offseason by bringing in some pieces that can help not only your starting lineup, but your bench. And you come back next season ready to go. Whether Masai's in the picture or not, Nick Nurse is going to be there. He's not going anywhere. And hopefully at that point, the Raptors return to Toronto and we can once again experience winning. Because right now, this has been a stretch that a lot of Raptors fans have never seen. I mean, there is a generation of Raptors fans that don't know what it means to lose 9 games in a row. I come from the generation of Raptors fans where we've seen a lot worse, but this is not good. There's still no excuses, and this Raptors team and culture and organization definitely can do a lot better. So that's my take on this, guys. This is what I view as the cold hard truth for the Toronto Raptors. A lot of you may agree with my take. A lot of you may disagree with my take. Let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think of my opinion of how the Raptors should proceed right now? If you think the Raptors should go for it all, let me know. Give me your counter argument in the comments. I would like to read what you have to say. That's it, guys. That is what I wanted to say. This is what I wanted to talk to you guys about. And let me know what you thought of today's video. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell. Leave your comments down below and go and follow me on social media where we could talk about this further. That's Instagram, that's Twitter, that's TikTok. And again, if you can join me 1 to 3 on Thursday, don't miss it. Hopefully, we will have some of our questions answered when NBA trade deadline 2021 goes down. That's it for me, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, be great and stay blessed. Peace.